Okay, and the reason that I've got to go is because I've got a very special guest on the line, all the way from Canada at the moment, I think. I've thought over the years that I've been doing this job, if you can call it a job. It's more like a daily visitation. Of all the female singers that I've played, there have been some greats. Vera Lynn, and I loved Vera Lynn. I interviewed Vera Lynn, and she was just wonderful. And of course, if you're looking to jazz musicians, Ella Fitzgerald, pretty hard to beat, and Rosemary Clooney, and even Doris Day, who was a slight figment of her own imagination, but nonetheless she sang some good songs and made some big hits. But nobody, in my mind, can rival the person that is on the other end of the line, hopefully, and that person is Anne Murray. Anne, are you there?
I am, John.
How lovely to be able to talk to you. I was told, no, she's not going to talk to anybody. She's not doing any interviews.
But I would talk to you anytime.
Aren't you a sweetheart? You really are. I hope you're well and happy.
Oh, I'm very happy and very well, too. I'm happy to say I'm having a great life. Since I retired,
Yeah.
I have time now for family and friends and things that I didn't have time for a long time.
Tell me this, is it a big family now?
No, it's not that big. I have 2 children and 2 grandchildren, but I see a lot of them. And, of course, my own family, I have 5 brothers, all who are alive and well, and we're a very closely knit group. And
Are they all in Canada?
Everybody's retired.
Are they all in Canada?
Yes, they're all in Canada.
Oh, that's wonderful. Gosh, you've made a lot of people happy in your life. I wonder if you realize how many people you've made happy.
Well, I'm always flattered when somebody says that, but since I've retired, I've realized it a lot more because I've had more time, actually, to connect with my fans. It used to be, John, that when you retired, you sort of if you were a celebrity and a singer, you kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. But now with social media, I'm able to keep in touch with fans, and I have some wonderful fans, and I keep very close touch with them.
I'm one of your greatest fans ever.
Well, I just heard that. You have me in such wonderful company. Those women were all favorites of mine.
Yes. Did you ever meet Vera Lynn?
I did not. I might have years and years ago, very briefly. I certainly met Rosemary Clooney. I met Ella Fitzgerald. I met, who else did you see? Doris Day. That was one of the highlights of my life, was meeting Doris Day. And
what was
all wonderful women and great singers.
What was so special about Doris Day? You just liked the way she did things?
Well, the thing about Doris is that she not only was a great singer, and I think people underestimated her singing voice, but she was also a great comedic actress.
Oh, she certainly was that.
She was the full package. But so I grew up wanting to be Doris Day, and so I was able to arrange to meet her, and I went to Carmel in California and met her, and spent the whole day with her. She took me to her home, and she's just a wonderful woman.
Yes, and, when you think of some of the things she did, she was a very, very good screen actress as well.
Oh, she was a fantastic screen actress, and that was her first love. She told me that she loved doing movies more than anything. She found the road tough, performing with bands and so on.
She had natural talent. She really did have a whole lot of talent. And I don't think she ever went to singing school or anything. Did you?
Well, I took 3 years of vocal training, and I was trained classically as a soprano, actually, if you can believe that. But I learned a lot in those 3 years. I was 15, 16, and 17, and I was trained by a classical teacher. So I learned a tremendous amount, and it really stood me in good stead for all those years.
Yes, you'd learn about breathing and all that sort of thing, I imagine.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew how to sing, and I never ever lost my voice, except if I had a really bad cold and a sore throat. If that happens, there's not much you can do. But apart from that, I never did. And all those years in Las Vegas, where it's so dry,
Yeah.
that didn't seem to affect me at all. I was a real workhorse.
Yeah, well, obviously you loved it, but I mean, the people loved it too. 50 million albums is one hell of a lot of albums.
Yes, it is. And I have a new one. Did you know about that?
No?
Well, actually, it's not a new album, but it's a brand new release. It's called The Ultimate Collection. It just came out.
Okay.
And it's kind of a trip down memory lane.
Well, I'd love that. I'd love that.
Yeah, there are two CDs, and it's also coming out in vinyl again.
Oh, that's fun. We're back to vinyl again. I love that too.
Yeah, it's great. So, it's been fun kind of putting together. One CD is all of the hits, and the other CD are all the songs that many people didn't get to hear, but the favorites of mine. And that's one whole CD too.
I'll look forward to hearing that. I still play. The other day I picked it up and played it again. I now play it almost every day. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? I just love that song.
That's a great song, and it's been played at a lot of weddings over the years.
Yes.
And I actually sang it myself at my own niece's wedding.
Oh, did you? My God, that would have been a performance. I would have loved to have been.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was the first dance that she danced with my brother, her father, and it was a big night.
Tell me this: do you ever regret the fame?
No, I don't. I don't really regret anything that I've done. I really. I mean, I had a passion to sing, and I never dreamed that I could do it successfully and do it for 40 years. I mean, that's how long I did it, 40 years. And everybody said to me, well, how can you retire? And I thought, well, just a second now, 40 years is long enough to do anything.
Tell me this, you still sing, though. You must sing in the shower or something.
Well, I have 2 young grandchildren, and I sing to them. And I sing Happy Birthday a lot to various people.
Well, I'll bet you do. You've got a lot of people around you.
Yes, I do.
And you love swimming?
Yes, I swim 3 days a week, and I do yoga, and I do Pilates.
Wow.
And I stay very, very fit. I have a trainer as well, so.
Wow.
I'm in very good shape.
You sound like you're in terrific shape.
It's just a great time of life. I'm so glad that I retired when I did, because I'm still able to do things. I can still be active and enjoy life.
Well, you've helped a lot of other people enjoy life as well, Anne, and you really have. I mean, you've made me happy on occasions that I haven't felt all that happy. Sometimes I've listened to your music and it's made me unhappy because you go from one extreme to the other. I mean, there are lovely songs. You choose beautiful songs.
Yeah, there were a lot of good songs. I was very fortunate to be involved with a lot of good songs.
Why did you choose Could I Have This Dance for the Rest of My Life?
Well, the producers and directors of Urban Cowboy, the movie,
yeah,
you know, with John Travolta.
Yes.
They approached me about doing that song, and we jumped on it. Jim Ed Norman was my producer at the time, and they contacted us and said, "We'd like you to do this," but they wanted me to do it as a duet.
With
They
who?
wanted me to do it as a duet, and they suggested Kenny Rogers, and so we got in touch with Kenny, but he wasn't available to do it for some reason or other. I can't remember now. So I just did it myself.
Well, you did it beautifully.
They said, "No, this is good."
It sure is good. It sure is good. And so are you. And
Yeah, well, it's a good song.
it is a good song. It's wonderful to be able to talk to you, because I was told, no, she's not going to talk to anybody, doesn't do any interviews or anything anymore. So I'm
Well, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you so I could recommend retirement to you, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, is it, John?
No, I don't think it's ever going to happen, because I tried it, but I didn't like it one bit. And apart from that, I got in the way of everybody. I was just a nuisance. I was. I was really just a nuisance, getting under everybody's feet and just,
Well, it's not for everybody.
No, it is not.
No, it's not for everybody, and I've seen it many times. But for me, it's worked really well.
Well, I hope it continues to work well for you, Anne, because I think you're one of the delights of the world. You know, the way you sing songs and the way you've presented yourself. There's never been anything that's been wrong with your persona from beginning to end, and we've got to admire you for that.
Thank you so much, John.
Well, I really mean it. I really mean it.
That's very sweet.
Well, Anne, thank you very much for giving us your time. It's lovely to have been able to talk to you, and I hope it's not the last time. I hope I can find an excuse to try and...
Call me anytime.
That's very sweet of you, Anne. Thank you very much, and thank you for the music and the happiness you've given the world.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay. Bye, Anne.
Bye-bye.
Bye.